A child's death that has haunted the town of Pekin for the past year.
On November 18th, 13-year-old Robert Bee was reported as a runaway by his mother.
However, we have been in touch with the Illinois State Police and are in the process of entering information of a missing or endangered person advisory.
And what happened to Robert Bee brought people in Pekin out to search for answers themselves weekend after weekend. Thousands of leads poured into the Pekin Police Department.
The search for the teenager coming to a halt on a hot July day when his skeletal remains were found.
Got an email one day from a young woman and she said, "Hello, my name is Kendra. I live in the area of Robert Bee and I have collected some information on what has happened to the boy. I would really like to talk to you. It's very important. What has happened is wrong and I've collected from a few people that are my friends the truth. You can reach me." She leaves her phone number.
Now subscriber you are trying to reach is not available. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey Kendra, this is Ash. I was just calling. I know we've been playing a little bit of phone tag here. I am around this morning though. If you have a few minutes, give me a call if you're available and hopefully we can actually chat. Thanks. Oh yeah, you were cutting. So I'm so sorry. It sounds like it's cutting out a little. So I did hear you say that you believe you know what happened, but these are your friends, so you're not really sure how to go about talking about it.
My friend was there. I mean, 3 people told me that were there for the accident, and I know it's the truth. And it's so much I don't even know how to explain it because there's so much in the last couple of years is all together now. These people do drugs.
Yeah.
And they're into men, so like they freaked out. I mean, I'm putting together the pricing and the time, and I don't know. I think they hit the body for a while and then moved it. I don't know for sure because my friend's supposed to be telling me the rest of the story whenever I talk to him. It's so much detail, so sorry, and then my phone don't work, so it's hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we meet with you or?
Yes, that would be better because this is so hard to explain. You know, and I feel like crazy. I felt like crazy the last couple because of all of this. My ex-boyfriend, and this guy originally heard about it. My ex-boyfriend told me that his cousin, that Jonathan, and I'm like, what? That's so far-fetched. And I put all the details together, and it all makes sense. It's just so much to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy needs just. It wasn't right. It was an accident, but it wasn't right for them to all hide a secret and. You know, that's not right. And
well, yeah.
It needs to be his family needs to, and they need to be clear to that. Because all those people are my friends.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, but you know what? I still, it's not right, so I have to speak up.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. Are you around in the Peoria, Pekin area, or where are you now?
Yeah. I actually live in the same neighborhood, so I literally live like a block away from where Robert Bee's house was.
Oh wow, okay. Are you available at all today to chat?
I could, yes. What time again?
Sorry, what did you ask?
I said, what time would you, were you thinking? See, I have no car, and I'm kind of like, so you have to meet me, and
So we can do one of many things. If you want to meet on neutral territory, like not at your house, we could meet. I could either get a hotel right there by where you are, or we could call the library to see if I think they close though at like 4 today, so we might not want to do that. But I could get a hotel nearby if you want to do something like that.
Yeah, because this is, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know.
That would be,
because we're going to be noticeable
great.
in the neighborhood. People will pick up if we're on SAP the second we pull in anywhere. They seem
Right,
to know.
right.
So,
And then that whole area, it's definitely, definitely.
so do you have a vehicle though? If we've got a hotel or something nearby?
I could get right up to you.
Okay, yeah, because we could pick you up too, obviously, and we could just meet somewhere where you
Okay,
felt comfortable meeting.
Right.
Did you want to plan? We'll find a place, the closest like hotel over there, and then maybe plan on meeting you like around 4. Or you can tell me the time too. We
Yes.
can make anything work.
Okay. Just I'm thinking. Let me check my schedule. 6 o'clock would probably be better.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, we can definitely do 6. And then, is this something that you want to be on the record with, or you don't want to be?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Honestly, so.
Okay. Well, how about this? We'll set up for it, and then if you don't want to be on the record, that's fine. We won't film anything. Does that work?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yep, that works.
Okay,
All
perfect.
right.
So I'll get, should I just text this number, the location, just because I'll have to look up a place now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I'll text you the location, and we'll see you at 6.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. One of the most difficult things surrounding this case has been all the rumors and speculation that have gone on. So when this theory first came forward, although it was nice to hear a new theory and have some new people to talk to and to figure out if this theory could be accurate, I was a little bit skeptical at first. Perfect. Grab a pad of paper and we can get started. So are you ready?
Yep.
As ready as you'll ever be?
Yeah. For sure.
When did you hear about it?
So probably about a year ago,
Okay.
I think. I don't even know.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to get an idea.
No, yeah,
so-
no, me too. So I am too. Like, this is just crazy.
Okay.
Because I was like, all the people I know, and every aspect of the story I know, and you know, for a long time I had to come to terms with, like, is this real? You know, am I, you know, or people just making up stories? You know,
Right.
And then the world I'm in, you know, like. Then I finally, to the T, asked him a question, like, and asked myself, like, why was he mad, you know, and why would he do that to a kid? And I know it's the truth, and it's crazy that it wasn't looked at more, because the cops are, I'm not saying the cops, I mean, it could be anywhere, but, like, he was just another kid, this on the street, just like the poor, you know, they don't care.
Right.
They don't. I mean, why would they look into it? He's a runaway, he didn't want to be at home, you know.
Yeah.
And if we just looked into things a little more, I feel like pretty much he fell down the stairs. He got pushed down the stairs. So that's what it was, an accident, because the little kid was annoying. But I had to figure out why was the little kid even at that house, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I go back. His mom was off doing whatever she was, and I'm in that neighborhood. Everybody knows what's going on, you know. He's fending for himself, and he's being, you know, I think he was experiencing it. I think that he had just tried, someone had got him to try it, the meth. Or they thought it was funny getting the little boy hot.
Okay. And so you're saying, is what your understanding was that he pushed Robert down the stairs and he broke his neck?
Well, yes, well, he didn't. He pushed him, and you know, because I don't know exactly. He didn't purposely push him down the stairs, but he pushed the kid because he was annoying him. I thought I just collected that information. I thought, like, how could you just do that? What made him mad? But then if you see where the steps are at, right when you walk in the door, like, it would have been like he just pushed him and he didn't even realize it. And
She told me one night that it was an accident. She told me that the little boy that's pretty much all that she told me, was it was an accident, and that it wasn't meant for it to happen, and that they moved the body or something like that. And I'm like, well, she actually said this to me, and I didn't want to push her too far because I didn't want her to not tell me, you know, or to be freaked out, or I didn't know what would happen. So I just went with that. And then recently, Randy, I've been friends with him for about 15 years. His name's Randy Seidel. He just told me that, like, in death what happened.
Okay. And so Randy Seidel.
Yes, now that is someone that was there.
Okay. And so he told you, so he was actually at...
Yes.
When?
when this happened.
Okay, so he was at the home the night this happened, and then he's the one who's relaying this information to you?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, and so who was all at the house?
See, there was Josh McCrary.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're saying it was Josh McCleary who did it? Is that what I understood? Sorry, you were cutting out.
Oh, yes, Josh McCrary. Not McCleary, McCrary. Yeah, like
how do you spell that? I think one of the most interesting things about this case is that Kendra names the people she believes were in the house or lived in the house at the time that Bonzai was killed, allegedly. And one of the names she throws out is Josh McCreary. And when she first threw that name out, I immediately thought Josh McCleary. Now, really, their names are different by 2 letters, so they're very similar, and they sound very similar when you say them. And Josh McCleary, the one that Kendra was not speaking about, actually lived with Savannah, who lived with Lisa at the time that Bonzai disappeared. So when she first said that, my ears really perked up because I was like, oh, this is somebody I know. This is someone who I've been interested in talking to. And then as I started to clear it up with her, I realized we were not talking about the same person. And it was very bizarre because I had heard this theory about 3 months prior, but I assumed that they were talking about the Josh that was dating Savannah and not this other Josh. So I didn't really put too much weight behind it because I had already had the Josh that was dating Savannah on my list of people I wanted to talk to. And then come to find out we're not even talking about the same Josh. And I think that's just one thing more that's been really confusing about this case is there are so many names that are very similar or people with the same first names. And a lot of times the people who come forward with this information only know like a first name. So it's really hard to try to sort through who they're talking about. One way I've been able to try to sort through it is I have them sit with me and actually look the people up on Facebook or on some sort of site so that we can see pictures of them so we can make sure the person they're talking about is the person I think they're talking about. Yeah, it's kind of weird because there's a Josh McCleary that was kind of living with Lisa on and off, and it's not the same.
That's what I know. That's what's so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just total coincidence that the names are that close. Okay. Okay.
And Teresa Vincel.
Okay.
Jonathan Tandy. Nick Phillips was there.
Okay.
See, this is a place people, great. You know, this is the place that people hung out at, were getting high at, and there's a lot, you know, and I know all these people because I was, you know, so,
yeah, it was
crazy.
Kind of a little bit of a like kind of a drug house where people
yeah,
go
so,
and
you know,
drugs. Okay.
so you can kind of picture there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And who else? Where am I? Jamie McCurry.
Okay. And how is Jamie related to Josh?
That's his brother.
Okay, it's a guy. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And this girl named Kira, I don't know what her last name was.
Is everyone that you just named all adults?
Yes, and I think maybe Jonathan Tandy at the time was 17.
Okay, so he would have probably been the youngest.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I'm dealing with a community that's engrossed in this drug culture, and it's difficult always to know what the motives are behind that and if people are telling the truth. So I think that was one of the big things when this came forward is, you know, making sure that I felt solid about this version of events. At the house, you have Randy Seidel, Teresa Vansel, Josh McCreary, Jamie McCreary, Jonathan Tandy, Nick Phillips, and Kira.
Yes.
Is there anyone else at the house?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So he's telling me, I asked him, I said, why would Teresa, which Teresa and Jonathan brought him over to the house. Okay. And I'd put my point of view, like, why would, you know, well, Jonathan thought it was funny to get the little boy high, and then Teresa's like, probably just trying to mother him, you know, and that kind of stuff, kind of take him under his wing. So that's why I figured. And I'm just trying to put my whole point of view in my mind.
Yeah, no, take your time. We got all the time in the world.
Randy tells me that, I said, well, the little boy was being annoying, you know, I don't know what was going on, but Josh pushed him, and he fell down the stairs and he died instantly. He broke his neck. Wow. And I had to I'm like, well, why would he push a little kid? And I had to put myself, and I know the house it was at, and right when you open the door, he was just there, and the stairs are right there. Anybody can easily fall. And I remember how steep they are, and it's just right there. If he was pushed, boom, he went down.
Would have been easy.
Yeah.
And do you remember the address of the house?
No, but I can get it. We can drive by it.
When we go back?
Yes,
would
we
you
can
mind
drive.
that? Okay,
Yes, that'd be
actually, that
perfect.
would be perfect. Okay.
Yeah, because because it was a rental house, and
Okay.
no one's renting it now.
Oh,
so,
perfect.
yeah.
Do you know what day this occurred on?
No, I do not.
Okay.
But I think it had to have been the day that. It probably was during. I don't know if it was during the day or at night, but because I tried to. You said the 18th, the podcast, or I was trying to.
So the
put a
18th
timeline it.
is the day he like officially went missing, according to the cop. Do you
But-
know what made them think to put the body on the back of Keith Brackett's aunt's property?
I don't know any. I will know soon what happened with that. He was in the middle of telling the story, like what happened right after that, like moving the body and stuff like that. So I don't know the rest of the story
Right.
exactly. But
When you say he was in the middle of it, are you talking about Randy?
yes, this is the last couple of days, and like he's my best friend, and someone was knocking at the door when we were all into it, and he said, "Not, she'll tell me another time." So.
How do you know Randy? Are you dating him? Are you friends? You acquaintances?
Yeah, we don't. Well, we're like friends. We're
Okay.
good friends. Yeah.
Okay.
And we've known each other for like 15 years. Kind of just watch each other's back and stuff, and like we trust each other. He's my friend. Yeah, good friend.
So was it about a year ago when you first kind of heard this from him, and it wasn't until recently?
No, Randy just told me about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So what is it that you heard a year ago?
That what I heard a year ago was that I was at that Jonathan, Tandy, and Teresa that they knew about the little boy or killed the little boy or whatever. She was telling my ex-boyfriend was telling me, and that they moved the body. That's all that was told to me.
Okay.
But I've heard that they put him in a cooler for a long time. And he started to stink, so they moved his body. Now I don't know how true that is, but I know that they did keep his body somewhere and it stunk, and I'll know like the truth when I ask Randy. But.
And have you told anyone else this story?
Well, I've told people that around me, my neighborhood,
Yeah.
you're like people that they're, it's hard to tell people this when they, I'm a drug addict, and for one, for two, this is off the wall, and then the stories and like.
So is this story ever gotten to the cops at all?
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
I've just been going back and forth. I don't know because I just feel like I've had a lot of problems, and I just didn't know, and I want to tell them, and I need to tell them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to. That's what needs to be happening. But I just don't know where to go from this when I've been battling so long. And
yeah, no, it would be hard. I completely understand.
And then how do you come at when I didn't want to do it before, like because I had information. Like she told me, she confessed to me, that it was an accident, but I didn't have all the detail like this.
Now, when you say she, are you talking about Teresa?
Yes, Teresa. Sorry if you didn't get your part.
No, it's okay. I'm just making sure.
So that was the second time I heard about it. Was Teresa before Randy? So before I knew anything really besides that. That Jonathan, the little boy, died and they moved the body with Teresa. So that's all the info I had.
Okay, so Teresa kind of originally told you something happened and it was an accident.
Yeah, she broke down. I remember I got her to tell me because she kind of trusted me and like she needed to relieve it. I know.
Yeah.
Like she told me that it was an accident, and I could tell that she felt some type of way about it.
Do you mind, as much as you can, I realize this is a big ask because it was a long time ago, but can you kind of describe the events that led her telling you this? Just talk to about it as if we went back there for a moment. And it doesn't have to be exact, but.
Oh yeah, no, well, I feel kind of, let's tell you the truth, wait, like at that moment, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. Oh my God, you're totally fine. So yeah, like rewind for a second and kind of tell me like how she told you this.
Right, because how she told me, yeah, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'd seen each other. Okay, we're doing drugs. We're getting high. Okay,
Yeah.
that's and she had no place, and we were kind of just going, back and forth, leaning on each other, working with each. Like we were by ourselves. So it's been a couple of days. We're helping each other out. I'm getting the food. She's, just helping each other out, kind of bonded.
Yeah.
And I just kind of asked her, but I got to the point where maybe I think I just gave her some favor. I favored her a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For her to tell me she needed me in a sense. So is that all? Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm just nervous. I'm like, this is it for one.
Oh my God, I'd be nervous too.
Yeah, and then I have to be like, oh well, the reason I know all this is because I'm on the streets a drug addict, and I know all these people. It's just like.
Yeah, no, I completely.
Yeah. I want different. I'm trying.
That's all you can do sometimes.
Yeah, but the child, this isn't right. And what I do say is things happen, but he needs to be set free, and that ain't right at all.
Yeah.
And each one of them have to know and live with it, that no one knows even what happened to the little boy,
So did you ever hang out in this house with them?
Yes, that's why I know. Not at that time, but like.
Yeah,
I was going over there. Yeah, it's just because
Sorry,
like no, I wasn't there.
Yes, I just meant you had been in it and you'd seen it because you knew where the stairs were.
Yeah, I was doing. Everybody I knew. That's why. Then we all hung. That was a spot to freaking get high, or people are sleeping downstairs, or I need to go get my drugs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I was very familiar with it, and then that time I didn't even think about it. I didn't even know the little boy was missing. So it's like it's just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody was hanging out over there. It's at the time. So that's how I knew it was real when he said the stairs, and I've been in there, and it's steep, and it's just crazy.
Do you think are any of these people on like Facebook so I can see what they look like? And
yeah, there's people on, yeah, you can look them up on Facebook, sorry.
No,
yeah.
that's okay.
No.
So I'm gonna grab my laptop real quick. I'm gonna pull a table over here because I want to see if we can find them. Do they all still live here? Do you know?
I don't know where, well, Jonathan, yeah, most of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Teresa, she's just disappeared.
She's gone. Okay.
And I was trying to find her on Facebook before, so hopefully we can find her.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we got the name spelled right, so you can help me point out who's who.
Right. So you can get an image.
Yeah, I'll bring it over. Hold on. I hate to break into the episode like this because I know it's getting intense here, but please, please, please subscribe if you can. Just go to the website, www.ashes-tv.com. You can see the episodes early, you get merchandise discounts, and the coolest part is you get to look into uncut interviews, which we released our first one last week, and we'll be releasing another one this week. So if you want to see the full story and what we deal with behind the scenes, you definitely are going to want to subscribe. Back to the show. Yeah, I guess anyone who's at the party, I'd just like to see if they're on here.
Okay, you can look up the main people. You can look up Randy Seidel, yeah.
Oh, there he is. Look at how interesting.
Yep. Yeah.
Right up.
And that's,
okay.
Yep. Yeah, with his shirt off.
Yeah, right? I'm going to take a picture of it just so I can find these people later.
Yes.
Don't worry, I'm not reaching out or anything.
Okay.
I'm just
I
just want to see who they are. Okay.
You can do that. I understand. And I've already, this is my best friend, he's gonna, like if this goes, he's gonna get in trouble too for,
Yeah, no,
So I had to come to terms with that, and I'm all right with it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure if there are people there who are willing to say what happened, their trouble is going to be much less than the person who potentially did it, you know?
Right, and then my saying is it's not right. I don't care. They need to hold yourself accountable for that.
Absolutely. So did you fully believe the story when you heard it?
From her?
Yeah, from her.
Well, I knew that. Yeah, I did, because I knew. I felt inside of me because of what was said, and I know the house, and I know Teresa and Jonathan, and they were sleeping together around that time.
Yeah.
And it was only a fling for a little bit, and that's when I just met her, Teresa, which is a girl in this van, it's garbage pits that I'd never seen before. She pops in and out.
Yeah.
So, I got it was true somewhat. Some way or form, they knew something about it.
Okay.
I didn't know the detail of all this, but.
And then finally your friend Randy came forward and was like, I'm going to tell you more details about what happened.
Yeah. And no, I pretty much asked him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this has been on my heart because.
Yeah.
It pretty much, she confessed to me, I know it's the truth, you know what I mean? And there's nothing, and then there's a lot of overwhelming feelings.
So from what you heard, not what you think, but what you heard from them is that they potentially put him in a cooler.
Yeah, and it was on the south side, which it makes sense, but I don't know that part. I thought it was in the cooler downstairs because when you go down the basement, there's that big deep freeze. And that's why that's why I think that's where they put him for a while, but I don't know. He said the body started to stink. I just know I don't know.
Randy said it started to sink.
Well, no, Teresa said something like that.
Okay.
I don't know the detail, but it's just throughout the vine, that was a thought that could have happened.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was true or not, but.
And you think Randy's going to divulge more information to you?
Yes, he will.
Okay.
And he will. I'm going to ask him about it because I see him every day, and the timing is right, and I've been going back and forth with this. It's just been a battle because it's so crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
For him to tell me, I know that this is the truth, and I've and looked at every part of it, and from every angle, and I'm like, wow, surreal. This is really what happened.
At this point, I was really looking at this theory as kind of an alleged theory, And I really wanted to talk to every single person who was in the house, whether they were in the house when Bonzai died or just kind of living in the house at the time. I felt like it was really important that I talked to each and every one of them to see the validity of this theory.
All right, so what's the game plan here?
And also, I think another thing that I really wanted to check out is the validity of the story and actually see the house that she mentions and see if it matches the specs that she's talking about. And I think the two things that really stand out there is the staircase. Is the staircase where she said it was? Is it as treacherous as she says it was? And then also, is there a deep freeze in the basement? Now, she also made it sound like no one was living there anymore, so obviously it's been years since Bonzai passed away, so who knows if the freezer that she mentions is still down in the basement. But I love to always just kind of see for myself if this stuff is accurate, because I think it helps add validity to the story that someone's telling me. So one of our first things to do was to actually go to the house and to see if whoever lived there now would let us in so we could take a look at how it was set up. Well, I'll just pull this.
There's 2 doors.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think one of the craziest things is when we got there, you could basically tell it was uninhabited. So it was kind of this like nervous energy going on. The grass was overgrown, all the blinds were pulled. So it really kind of caused some anxiety just even getting out and knocking on the door. Plus just knocking on a random person's door is always a little nerve-wracking, especially when once they open the door, I have to explain to them that we're looking into the murder of Bonzai. And if they were potentially involved in any way, I would have to face them. So I think that really caused a lot of nerves and anxiety even when we pulled up.
Do you want me to come with you?
Oh, no, I'll just go knock. I really doubt anyone lives here, right?
No, I'm thinking.
Well, that's just not smoking. Oh, yep.
I see something. I think there's a thing on the window. It's definitely a curved window. Oh shit, someone opened the door right now. Absolute shit. It's frustrating. So it looks like there's blinds on every single window. God, it's so aggravating. I wonder if she's gonna try the side door. Yeah, she is. That's my girl. Get her Ash. I see you. I can kind of see you there. A little head in there, girlfriend. Shut the fuck up. Did she just open the door?
Hello?
She just opened the fucking door.